We are all tired. And what are we tired of? We are tired of an ideology that has been around for centuries, and especially in the last century, that believes that nature, people, life in general needs to be tamed, needs to be controlled, needs to be dominated, needs to be destroyed, needs to be consumed, needs to be utilized, capitalized to the greatest degree possible. That is what we are all tired of. And why would we be tired of this? Why does this make complete sense? Why is the collective waking up? Why is the collective getting fed up and pissed off and seeing through all of this BS we've been going through for so many centuries, and especially in the past like millennia or so? It's because we are nature. We are life. Like, I think sometimes we forget that, like what that really means, sitting with that, and how these systems that are built by a select few people exploit life. And we are also life. They exploit nature, and we are also nature. And we are connected to other life. We are connected to nature. It is an interconnected web. We are connected throughout this universe to other humans, to other animals, to other life. And so when the threads are being pulled or cut in other places, we act like we wouldn't feel it, or that we wouldn't sense something, or that nature wouldn't react even within us and our cells and our minds and our hearts and our spirits, whatever you want to call it, that it wouldn't know what's going on intuitively and be like, oh, this isn't good. This isn't going to last. This isn't going to be sustainable. This is a threat to you. Even though you, human, and humanity have created these systems, that it is also a threat to you in the end. Because if this stuff gets destroyed or this stuff goes too far out of balance, you're going to be under the gun at some point. This massive machine that you built that consumes everything, that cuts down everything, that tramples over everything. When everything is gone, what's left? The machine itself, humanity itself, and it has to consume itself. That's the only end answer if you just allow it to keep going in that way. Just sit there with that thought. If capitalism just kept going, if constant growth just kept going, what would end up at some point? It would end up being that we have to consume and degrade and destroy until it comes down to us and we're the only things left. Like, there would have to be a stopping point. We would have to start to see sanity at some point and start correcting course and being like, okay, we can't do this forever. This is not really a reasonable, plausible system to live in any type of sustainable way. And so we see this and we feel this and we intuitively know this. And then a lot of us, what do? We distract and we numb because this issue is so big and we feel like it's so far above us and that we don't have any control, even though we've always had the control. We've always had the power. Human beings, people sitting there talking with each other, the numbers of the amount of people who actually care about people and actually care about life and care about one another. There's a lot of us. There's a lot of people who think in that way. But a lot of people, maybe who don't think that way or don't speak in that way or whatever, a lot of them, they do. Deeper down, they do. But they've just learned to suppress it. They've learned to drown it out. Through indoctrination from a young age. They've learned from the society that, well, oh, you're struggling or whatever mentally. These things like, are causing you pain or causing you stress or just have a drink. Just drink alcohol, just numb it. Or just go smoke weed or go have some drugs or go distract yourself with this stuff. Oh, here's some sexual stuff. Here's some porn. Here's some, these are all just things to keep your mind off of what's really fucking going on at the bigger scale. It's just distraction and numbing. That's it. Suppressing, distraction, and numbing. It's numbing what's within us. If we actually sat in silence, if we actually read history, if we actually just sat and just observed for a little bit instead of just constantly thinking and talking and doing and distracting and, oh, let me look at sports. Oh, now I'm going to look at this sexual thing. Oh, now I'm going to go talk to this person. Oh, now I got to work and I got to stay busy and I got to, like, that's built in. That's part of the insanity. It builds in that the stillness is wrong. Quiet is wrong. Just taking a breath and listening to the birds and connecting into your heart and looking around and being like, this is beautiful. This magic that's around me, this beauty that's around me, this beauty of this life and this nature, the beauty of people that I see, that often take for granted. Oh yeah, another human being. Oh yeah, another human. Instead of seeing them for being like more raw, the rawness of them being alive, and they're a piece of life, and they're this fucking miracle. Every single one of us is a miracle. These complex system that blows our minds. If you read, I'm a biologist. If you go into biology and you read deeply into biology, you will blow your mind. It is magical. It is absolutely magic. It is incredible. And what do we do instead of going into that and feeling into that and sitting with that? Is we numb and we distract and we suppress. And then we wonder why we have all this mental illness. And we have all these people who are depressed, all these people who harm themselves, or all these people who can't handle life, or overstressed, or have anxiety, or all these things. It's because we're not sitting and we're not being quiet long enough with ourselves, and we are denying our own truth of what's internally going on. And we wonder why someone would be sick from that. We wonder why we'd have so many issues on like individual and then our communities and then like the larger scale. When we're not sitting in community and talking like this and recognizing that, like, yeah, you feel that way? Yeah, I feel that way. Yeah, I just felt like there's stuff off. Like, I felt like there's stuff wrong. Like, what do we do? I don't know what to do about it. It's like just even having that discussion. At least you're getting it out. At least you're expressing it. You're like tapping in to how you actually feel and being present in the moment. But instead of sitting and breathing and just connecting to ourselves and sitting quietly and allowing to connect to those layers that are underneath just what we see and what we smell in this more physical reality. Like, our senses are so limited. There's so much beyond that, and there's so much deeper connections beyond that, but yet we can't tap into that if we're just distracted in the physical all the time. Oh, it's about money, it's about fame, it's about sex, it's about dating, it's about what partner you have, it's about what car you drive, it's the money that you flash, it's social media, how many followers do you have, and on and on and on and on and on. It's just insistent. It's just insistent, and it's just constant, and it's just indoctrination from a young age, and it's just blasting you. This is not how life was for the vast majority of human life. You were not born, and then all of a sudden, from the age that from the second you're born, you are blasted with lights and advertisements and buildings and celebrity and stories and kid shows and just candy and artificial food and all this stuff that just blasts you from the second that you come out. And then your parents, even your family and stuff, who maybe they loved you and they were great and everything like that, but they themselves went through these things. They themselves went through this indoctrination. They themselves were born into all these systems and all these ideas and all these thoughts. And so my point is that there's something within us that is stirring, and it has been stirring, and it's going to continue stirring until we actually sit and we slow down and we actually start addressing what is going on at the core layer of humanity, the core parts of us, which is more nature and is more stillness and has more silence to it and is just more balanced. I'm not saying that there's not any type of wanting innovation or wanting change or pushing for advancement or building of things or whatever. There's always going to be some of that in humanity, right? We are creative. We want to create things. We want to explore. We want to go out. Sometimes we're going to exploit things. It just is what it is. But when it's so far out of balance, we wonder why so many of us just feel off. We're like, what is going on? What is this? What are we doing? And it's just not a surprise. And so the point is that, in my opinion, in order to shift things, we need a shift in the collective consciousness. And I believe that shift is already there. It's already built in. It's already built into nature. The rebalancing and stuff, if you understand biology and nature, there's all these types of systems and all these types of connections to rebalance things naturally. And I think we are obviously a part of that because we are a part of nature. And so when these things have gone too far, there's parts of us that are going to call out, or there's people who are going to wake up and start to see things and be like, yo, this isn't right. This isn't good. People are going to start thinking differently. People are going to start feeling differently, or they're going to be desiring something different. And it's coming from a place of inherent knowledge and wisdom within ourselves and within nature to go, this isn't it. This is not balanced. This is not healthy. This is not going to work. There's going to be a lot of suffering and a lot of pain and a lot of imbalance and a lot of destruction until we get this corrected. And so we need numbers, right? In order to shift the collective consciousness, we need more people sitting and tapping into that and slowing down and being like, fuck all this other bullshit. This bullshit doesn't matter. All this stuff, if I'm really sitting here, I'm like, this doesn't matter. This doesn't matter. And just cutting all this stuff out and simplifying our lives, pulling our attention back into ourselves, pulling our attention back into our immediate surroundings, the nature around us, the people around us, connecting in community. And then from there, we can get more people aware, more people fed up. And with that, we start to get more social safety, more social support, and we start to get leverage. Leverage and social safety and support are massive in order to push a more collective change. So anyway, that's my message for today. Love you guys. Peace. Have a good one.